I watched Oppenheimer instead of Barbie this weekend, and I regret it. And I know what you're thinking.
What do you want from theory alone?
As you all might know and have probably seen, movie audiences and social media have been having a blast with the marketing campaign for Oppenheimer vs. Barbie. Two big blockbusters coming out on the same day. One is a colorful summertime flick, and the other is Christopher Nolan doing what he does best, but this time taking on the creation of the atomic bomb. And now, I'm just a normal dude who has to work a job, and I only have time to review one of these movies this week. My plan for the future is to eventually get invited to early screenings like some cool YouTubers do, but that's not my reality right now. So I was faced with a choice: Barbie or Oppenheimer. And my friends, I have to say, Oppenheimer was overhyped. What's up, everyone, and welcome back to Jones Vibes. And today I'm talking about Christopher Nolan's newest film, Oppenheimer, a biopic about J. Robert Oppenheimer, the creator of the atomic bomb. And now, if you want to be cautious about spoilers, this is your warning. Although, like I said, it is a biopic, so you've probably learned about it. But sitting down to watch this movie, I was really excited. Probably the most excited I've been for a Nolan film since Interstellar. There's no denying that the man is a filmmaking genius and legend, and honestly, after watching Oppenheimer, I will say I don't think anyone can really find many flaws within this film. And you also can't really call this a bad movie by any means. It's as close to perfect as you can get. Like, the acting is unreal. The sound and visuals and writing are all performing cohesively at a really high level, but it just wasn't for me.
What did he say?
The movie didn't have flaws. I just have flaws. Because I was bored. Like, really bored, and that's my problem. Sure, there are tense moments that had me on the edge of my seat, but they were often followed by 20 to 30 minutes of exposition and heavy dialogue that was honestly reminiscent of some of those Tarantino, more dragged out scenes. And the marketing really fooled me because I was expecting Nolan to be operating on more of maybe an Inception or Tenet type level. People were really hyping this thing up, and you know, they have a right to. It's Christopher Nolan, but personally, I was picturing bombs, like a lot of bombs. But we got one bomb, and then just classrooms and courtrooms. Everyone's saying to see this on the biggest screen possible, and I mean, sure, for like a couple of short scenes, but everything else would have been fine in my living room. Like, visually, it was stunning, but it was nothing like some of those shots in Interstellar, where I was like, man, I need to see this in IMAX. And look, Christopher Nolan makes bold choices and tells the stories that he wants to tell. No one is stopping him. And this is a very important story, but personally, I was just hoping for an experience like my first time seeing Inception. An experience that made me want to walk to the front of the theater immediately and buy another ticket as soon as the movie ended. But the excitement and thrill just wasn't there. Obviously, the first big bomb test was exciting and the build-up was awesome. They really played into that with the trailers, and you knew it was coming in the movie, and then it starts and the theater was shaking and the countdown begins. It's like a thrill ride, and it's like, whoa, here we go. But then it goes silent. And I found that choice to be a very interesting one. It definitely puts you in the moment, but I was hoping for some like really crazy inner core explosion effects or something. I don't know what I expected, I guess. Like, I know that bomb was real, and Nolan is insane. It was practical, so that's definitely a crazy achievement of filmmaking, but the selfish side of me sat there going, so that's it. And I'm an open book, and I will say that that's just my selfish expectation. I just expected more. And that was really the only big scene of the movie. Like I said, there's no denying that it's a great movie, but it very much is just a biopic. A very well done biopic. The plot twist in the end was really thought-provoking, where you as the viewer kind of realize that you've sort of been rooting for this very questionable figure this entire film. Oppenheimer was a genius, but he had a hand, a big hydrogen hand, in the taking of thousands or hundreds of thousands of innocent lives. It's heavy stuff, and it's certainly a story that couldn't have been told by any other filmmaker. Cillian Murphy gave the performance of a lifetime, and I can see him winning the Oscar for it. Also, RDJ was phenomenal. I wouldn't be surprised if he doesn't win one as well. The cast is insane, and you as an audience member almost just feel lucky to be watching what you're watching at times. I thought that to myself during this scene where it was cutting from Casey Affleck to Cillian Murphy, and then cuts away to Cillian Murphy again, then back to Matt Damon, and you're just like, gosh, these guys are crazy. And same with the ladies. Florence Pugh and Emily Blunt were outstanding. And then let's also not take away from the sound. Ludwig Göransson came in clutch with an unbelievable score. This is his second film with Nolan, I believe, and before then, it's been Hans Zimmer for a long time, and so really big shoes to fill, but I really think he managed to put together a score that was very tense and very thrilling. But yeah, Oppenheimer is a movie worth seeing once, for sure, and it might end up being your favorite movie if this is your thing. And believe me, I understand if it is. I have a lot of people close to me that are big history buffs, and I'm pretty sure that they'll be over the moon about this movie. Just not me. I think that the collegiate and science-driven side of this film might feel familiar for some, and so maybe that makes it a little bit more accessible. I'm sure that this is even going to be some people's favorite Nolan film, and to that I say awesome. I'm just more of a creative. Physics and science, that's just not my world. I don't belong in that world. I don't really even want to try to understand that world. It's just not what I'm going to the movies for. I want to see Tom Cruise jumping off a cliff. I want to cry while two rocks talk to each other. I want to clench in fear while Ghostface torments Jenna Ortega. Like, that's my vibe. It was a fun biopic, and it was good education, assuming that it's all correct, but I think that the marketing sold it as the type of movie that was gonna blow audiences' minds, and, maybe it did. Just not me. So, as far as my Jones Vibe star rating for this movie goes, I'm giving Oppenheimer 4 out of 5 stars. It's worth the watch, but it was no Batman Begins. Hey, maybe that's why I didn't like it as much, because Cillian Murphy never put a bag over his head and released toxins. That would have actually been pretty tight. Maybe I should go watch Batman. But anyway, what did you all think of Oppenheimer? I'd imagine there will be some fun opinions and also maybe objections to my reaction, so please put all of that down in the comments. All of it is welcome. Also, hit that like button and press subscribe for more movie and television talk here on Jones Vibes. I appreciate all the support, guys, but Oppenheimer is here, and now I kind of want to see Barbie. No, actually, I'm good.
Jones.